Hi, Jonathan. Congratulations on the win. Okay, my question for you is from the start of this year until the World Cup commenced, Afghanistan's top five didn't really have that many impressive numbers. Um, Ibrahim Zadran's average of 47.8 was the highest, and the next best was 34 and odd. So now, with 650 plus scores in consecutive games, big partnerships, what is led about this transformation?
Well, I think the this we've been working really hard at our batting and doing the basics. I know it's very cliche, but the way that we train, the things, the way we think about our cricket, certainly when batting, the way that we accept responsibility at times as well. I think you're starting to see hopefully the not the penny drop, but we're starting to see also the confidence in the players in their own ability. There's such an amount of talent, and just given a bit of structure or given a bit of a game plan, understanding what makes them the best players that they can be, tactically wise, but also the way that they train and they think about themselves and the way that they think about training and how they go about it. Um, and so when it comes to match day, it's not just sort of rock up and it's left to luck. It's sort of um, no, I'm here and I'm in good form and I'm ready to play and I deserve to score runs. And I think hopefully we're seeing that and the guys can take this from this tournament and take it also into the next important games coming up.
And how about those whiteboard targets? You were well ahead this time when the match got over. So your thoughts on that? And how do those targets work when you're batting first?
Well, I think when it's batting first is a little bit different. I think it's more a case of communication and the targets will change. When it's chasing, the target obviously never changes unless it's duck with Lewis, obviously. So there's a bit more focus with regards to breaking it down into smaller targets. But sometimes, certainly like the Pakistan game, chasing 280 and you're starting on naught, it's a long way away. But if you break it down, it seems a lot more manageable. So those sorts of things, little things, is motivating the players and keeping them in touch with where we want to be. And it's also a feel good factor. If you know you're on the right track, it's also a nice feeling as well. But for batting first, obviously you see how you go. Every most games is over 300 as your average. So we don't want to limit the guys and what they can do batting first. We want them to assess the conditions and make sure we go out there and get as many as we can. So it just worked out that we chased today.
Hi. Uh, you opted to bowl first today on a wicket which is known to support batters more than the bowlers. Getting comfortable with the idea of chasing now, and how do you look at it? The two successful chases, how do you look at it going forward in the tournament?
Well, I think you got to look at the conditions and you got to look at the pitch and what suits our team. I think for our spinners, always to bowl with the dry ball is always going to be crucial and getting a bit of turn. We saw the way Noor bowled um, last game and the wickets he got. So we're very, very lucky that we got options to be able to select for different conditions, and but also different conditions when it comes to weather, and the effect that the weather has on the pitch and the outfield. So. Um, under, nobody's got 100 yet, so that's the next challenge. Someone accepting responsibility and batting for a longer period of time and make sure we get hundreds. Because you see a lot of hundreds scored in the tournament. If we want to, that's the next sort of frontier, the next barrack. Gurbaz has scored a few hundreds recently. And Ibrahim, it's about the middle order, 3, 4, 5, 6, being able to score hundreds as well. So that's the next challenge, and I have absolutely no doubt that the players will be able to. Um, in the future, and hopefully it starts. Hopefully that starts next game.
Hi, Trotty. Just in terms of the psychology of chasing, I mean, you've mentioned about your whiteboard and the tactics there, but we've seen with a team like South Africa, for example, who can bat so strongly up front, and
Mm.
then, sometimes the chasing, it just gets in your head. Like, what sort of mental work do you have to do, if any, to just get players ready to chase?
Well, I think in this day and age, my generation or generation before me, I think with coaching players, you always coaching them to expand their games and push the boundaries with regards to how quickly they can score. I think with a side like we are, um, you know, growing up having played T20, it's actually almost the other way around, where just, we saw two in batters there in the last 10 overs and how quickly we scored. When we scored 40 odd runs in 5 overs in the last 10. So I can't remember exactly what the stats are, but it was on it was close enough to that. So those sorts of things, those positive messages, take responsibility when you're in the middle. Make sure you're in, the last 10 overs, and it's amazing how quickly you can score by just playing good cricket shots. And that's, I think, you know, what we have is, very talented T20 players. And again, giving them a bit of, it's okay to go at 6 and 7 and over. You don't have to go at 15, 16 and over. So, and at times they do. Naturally, they score that quickly anyway. So it's really exciting to see, and I'm really chuffed for the guys in the change room, and it's a great feeling for for all the other coaches as well, to come to World Cup and be playing some nice cricket.
If I could ask about the support staff that's been preparing them for the way they're delivering right now.